What do you do when a child on the internet tells you they're being abused? I've seen an unfortunate amount of this over the years since I run RP servers. It's hard to know what to do, since it's possible that contacting authorities would make the situation worse, depending on the type of abuse. Unfortunately, a lot of kids fall through the cracks and get treated worse for revealing their abuse. For that reason, I've never made that call, but there are things that are typically safe ways to help research and discuss options and means to build a case against the abuser, if applicable, and don't assume you know their situation better than they do or force their decisions. Even if you do have a better understanding, abuse takes a person's control away, and people who are abused can be damaged by well-meaning people who tell them what is best for them. Be a friend, let them vent if they want to, support them in ways unrelated to the abuse too. A little kindness goes a long way. Without being overbearing, of course, especially if you're older. Accept it isn't your responsibility. It's painful to not help, but pressing for more information and making decisions for someone else can be harmful. It'd be great if we could just call up the police and have the day saved, but that doesn't usually happen in real life. Abuse is a societal issue. Becoming an advocate against it and spreading resources is helping to work towards a future where this is less of a problem. Best of luck to you guys. It fucking sucks. Could you please elaborate on help research and discuss options and means to build a case against the abuser? This might mean finding out what social services are available to them, finding out if there is another place for them to go, e.g. a family member or a shelter, etc. Finding out what the rules are around domestic abuse / recording for evidence / recording events in a diary, for example, so that if the child chooses to report they have a solid case that will definitely lead to conviction of the parents and removal of the child to a safe place. Finding out what helplines / support groups / therapy access are around the child and gently encouraging them to safely access these. Serious, tag needed. You know, Reddit is one of the most messed up sites on the internet. But things like these melt my heart and make me realize that there are good people on here as well, people such as yourself. I try talking to them, asking them how they feel and stringing a general conversation about their life, hobbies, etc. Also suggesting any helplines for their country and general advice. I know sometimes you never know if someone is serious or playing with you, but I treat it seriously regardless. And either way, I'm making someone's life better. I would first encourage them to tell a trusted adult if they have one. If you are someone they trust, over time they may give you more details so that you can report it. Honestly, a lot of kids don't have a non-judgmental person to talk to. If you can provide that, even if you cannot get them away from the abuse, that could be helpful to them. Sometimes someone just needs somebody to listen to them. Looks like Reddit history was made today. Your kindness saved a life. Apparently what you should do when a child on the internet tells you they're being abused, is make a Reddit post about it. Fact check, then call CPS on the parent / whoever you are doing it. Here is what I would do. 1. Get some trust and respect, by merely listening to, try to find out what area they are in. 3. Do Google search for battered women and children shelter in that area. 4. Give the child their contact details and offer to phone if the child does not have access to a phone themselves. I think the police in most areas are not qualified to handle cases like this, and it could end badly for the child. Google it. I just gave you my first ever award for being the amazing human being that you are. Keep saving the world, a few words at a time. Even as someone who is currently in this situation, I can't really give you the perfect answer. These are just some ideas I have. 1. Like many already said, tell them to find a trusted adult. It can be a teacher or another family member. However, I personally don't think it's a good idea to go to your parents' siblings or your grandparents because they were most likely raised the same way. 2. Be there for them. Start conversations via DMs. Let them vent all of their frustration. Talk to them, ask them. Build a trusted relationship so they can feel comfortable to tell you different things. If they don't want to, then don't force them. Treat them with respect because given their situation they most likely haven't experienced a lot of it. 3. Do not call anyone, police, etc., for them. It will get them stressed and anxious because they'll feel like they don't have the situation under control. I might add more in the future. Ask for more information. Good for you for caring. Thanks. All that comes to mind is ask for more information if they are comfortable with doing so. If possible, make sure it seems legit, and most certainly contact the authorities to see if they can help. Make sure to provide them with as much information as possible, like a possible address, phone number, name, first and last, and what abuse they are going through. If it's happening over the internet, you need some sort of identifiable information to give the authorities so local law enforcement can check it out. Hope this helps. I am a teacher and I would suggest you tell them to reach out to a teacher or school counselor. We are mandated reporters and can provide further supports for the child. I am a soon-to-be graduated teacher too, and almost everyone in my family, from grandpa to parents and cousins, friends etc., are teachers. And I can't tell you how many teachers just choose to ignore or blame the child, or sometimes CPS do nothing. For example, Gabriel Fernandez. Police threatened to put that 8 years old child in jail because his mom claimed that he lied about the torture marks on him. Teachers called CPS but child begged them to not, because every time CPS came to their house, he got tortured again. CPS also did nothing. Just before the quarantine, my mom, an elementary school teacher, called me. I have never seen her so shaken in 26 years of her teaching career. A 7-year-old boy in her class started to show up at school very late and in his pajamas every day. First days he denied having problems in home, but my mom tried again and again, so he gave in. He was living with his grandma, mom and dad. His dad forced his mom to work as a prostitute and she ran away with one of her clients. Then his dad told him he was in a relationship with the grandma since they got married with his mom. Dad and grandma left the child at home and moved to another city together. No one knows where. That 7 years old child was living alone for a week when my mom found out. Mom tried everything, called many people, got into verbal fights with people, nothing helped. Then schools closed and quarantine began. We still don't know how the child is doing. I lost my trust on authorities after this incident. God, this makes me so upset. How can we do this to our children? Encourage them to speak to a trusted adult, and if they don't have one they trust, encourage them to reach out to a therapist, police officer, CPS worker, etc., and report the abuse. And be there for them if you can. I saw the post that you're talking about, and I'm so glad you were there for this kid. I wish I'd had someone to reach out to like this as a kid. It appears you saved said child's life. They just posted on r/confessions. More precise reference, https://a.me.a7u/a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_a_ not a thing you should probably get involved in. It means that they trust you a lot. When I told my friend, it was because they had already heard some stuff through the mic and I thought I might as well vent. Wouldn't want anyone to get involved, just listen and maybe tell them that it'll be alright and they'll get out of it one day. We could all use a little bit of kindness. It might sound like you're sharing the blame, but the person who told you knows best about how to handle stuff like this, and sometimes there is just nothing you can do except be kind. I've made a little post of your story on wholesome memes. I couldn't leave your name in the screenshots because of the rules, but you are in the comments. I don't know how to link to the post, but you will be able to find it through my profile. You're a great person and a perfect example of small good deeds making huge impacts. Deleted. This thread is so wholesome. Take them serious and contact authorities. Even if the kid is lying, I'm sure it's better to look into it instead of ignoring it. Man, what you did for that little kid is huge. Thank you for being like this. It's not plenty of good people on the internet. I would give you an award if I wasn't from Argentina and broke like shit. Congrats, I've helped an abused child who told me she got beat by her dad Earl. Long story short, I had an internship as a teaching assistant at a school and a child told me she got beat by her dad. I went to talk to her and after that I told the teacher who I was working with. The school went to talk to the parents and called in child support. It felt really good to help the child. I'm wondering how she is now, haven't seen her in 1,5 years. Dude, respect. One of the best things you can really do is trying to be there for the person who says they are getting abused. I have been abused myself for 10 to 12 years. So I know having great friends helps a lot, more than most people think about. Having the ability to have someone to talk to about their situation can help them. Not always but did for me at least. r/best of. Thank you for being the good in the world. Take my poor man's gold medal. Hey man, I think just telling him you cared about him has helped him massively. Thank you for saving someone's life. You're making a difference.